You can get more information on what we are up to over there at kjagradio.com. And Waylon Hanel is joining us. I probably butchered that last name because of course
It's
I
no big
am
deal. It happens
I
all the
am
time.
Jiggy Jaguar, the ugly American. I just had some Swedish guys on, and I got a bunch of Swedish uh, towns and places. I got those amazingly pronounced, so I feel like I can get the Swedish stuff, but if I go to something that's more American, I just fuck the whole damn thing up.
It's no
But
big deal.
Waylon, you are amazing. Give us a little bit on your background, my friend.
Well, I'm from Millington, Michigan, so in the States, in the thumb of Michigan. That's what we all do with from this state. And yeah, grew up hunting, fishing, trapping, anything outdoors I'm involved with. Love to play country music, and I got my first guitar when I was 15 years old for Christmas. I'm actually surprised that mom and dad bought me one because I break everything I touch. Not as much now, but
I
I'm still
break
kind of like
everything I
that.
touch. That
Oh
is
yeah.
amazing.
And but yeah, I taught myself how to play. I've never had a lesson in playing. I've never had a lesson in singing. And it was really cool to be able to learn on my own and do everything at my own pace. And surprisingly, I learned it pretty fast and got the hang of it because I loved it so much. I've been around music my whole life, listening to the greats, Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, the Highwaymen, all them good old boys. But never sat down and tried to play until I was 15 years old, got the desire to, and I haven't stopped since. And I'm glad that mom and dad, pushed me to sing, and I wouldn't be able to be talking with you and do some of the amazing things that I've done if it wasn't for my parents. Big shout outs to them um, for even allowing me to do this thing. So, yeah.
That's amazing. So we have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast, and I'm going to take another shot at it here in a few. Waylon, I butchered the what is it Hanel?
There you go, right there. It's
Waylon
Hansel
Hanel?
without the D.
There it is. Look at that. When Waylon came to Nashville, and Waylon joins us today here on our big broadcast. So let's talk a little bit about the album origin, your creative vision, all the various stuff. So this is your third studio album. It's already being described as a modern sonic tribute to the classic outlaw era of country music. What was the spark that set this project in motion, Waylon?
I've always wanted a record on vinyl. And that right there is what really sparked the interest of this title track coming to play. The songs that I put on that album and the writers that are on there, dude, it's freaking unreal. I'm
It's freaking
seriously,
unreal, he
oh, dude, I'm so
says.
lucky. 23 years of age, I am. And to be able to have people like Billy Don Burns, Mac Vickery, Dave Gibson, Bertie Nelson, the people that are on this record, and let alone, I mean, being able to write a tune myself, surprisingly, and thinking that it's okay enough to fight with the good ones and the greats. This record is the most country thing that's out right now. And I'm not trying to be biased or nothing, but
Most
it is
country thing
so
it's out
freaking
right
cool.
now.
And it's worth the listen. I mean, it's three chords in the truth with a steel guitar and a great story. Three perfect things to make a perfect country song. And that title right there, When Waylon Came to Nashville, is the title track of this album. And there's a line in there that not a lot of people recognize. When Waylon Jennings first came to Nashville, he wanted to do his own thing. He wanted to use his own band and use his own session players, and the record labels would not let him do that. And he got pissed off and said, "Screw you, dude! I'm going back to Texas." Because Willie
Screw
Nelson gave
you,
him a call.
dude.
Seriously, Willie Nelson gave him a call and said, "Dude, I found our audience. It's half hippie, half cowboy. They're freaking crazy, and they love our music. Get back down here." And guess what? When Waylon went back to Nashville, everybody was so blown away because he was number one. Honky Tonk Heroes was the first country record to go platinum. That was literally the first record in country music to sell a million and go platinum. And it was Waylon Jennings, Tom Paul Glacier, Willie Nelson, and Jesse Coulter. So there's something to be said about that. And that right there is the reason why I pay tribute to the greats and release an album like this. It's tried and true to what I believe in, and these songs really reflect my views, man.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. The amazing artist is with us today. Waylon, you have put a lot of time and effort into this album. You've said, you know, just what you were saying earlier, three chords and the truth, steel
Mhm.
guitar and a great story. What truth were you chasing while making this record, my man?
Just trying to be truthful to myself, maybe a little too truthful, but I have to be real. I don't like to fake nothing, even in my posts and all that kind of stuff when I'm, on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok. It's all me. And I don't like to fake nothing because in this business, brother, you can really tell if somebody's trying to fake it. And there's no authenticity in it. You can really tell if somebody's not enjoying being on stage, not enjoying what they're doing. You have to be comfortable in your own skin, man. You really do. And I'm fortunate enough to have a great family behind me with support, loving friends and fans, and, write music and play music that I love. I don't have to go out there and play songs that I don't want to play because somebody told me to. I'm lucky enough that I get to play the exact type of songs that I like, and people enjoy it. I mean, it's the best of both worlds. I couldn't ask for nothing better. And just being truthful to myself is probably the coolest part that I can do in this whole thing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. Let's talk a little bit about the influence of outlaw country. Critics call you a quote unquote torchbearer for outlaw country. What does carrying the torch mean to you as a 23-year-old artist?
Well, I mean, it's kind of weird. I wouldn't consider myself an outlaw or nothing like that, but I guess in a way, if you wanted to label me that, I appreciate it. Waylon Jennings is my biggest influence, and I'm named after him. I'm really happy to be. Dad won the battle on that one, so big shout out to him for convincing my mom to do that. But um, I guess being able to be free with my music and release the songs that I want to release and write the words that I choose to write, even if it's by myself or with other people, that right there is what started that whole outlaw movement. With everybody and their brother, starting with Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings, they were able to play for the audience that they wanted to play for, play the venues they wanted to play. Sing their own songs with their own session players, their own band, and drive their own bus. And that was exactly how that whole outlaw movement got started. And yes, there was pretty crazy times, and the drugs and the alcohol and all that kind of stuff had a toll as well. But it was mainly about the music and the freedom behind it. And I guess that right there is what helps me carry the torch, I guess, in a sense. And I hope that I can live up to those guys' expectations and conquer some of the at least half the things that they've done in their careers. At
That
least
is
half.
awesome. At least half.
Yeah.
Uh, Waylon Hanel with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. It's the Sunday radio show, the Jiggy Jaguar Experience. And he joins us live here talking about the influence of outlaw country. Now, Waylon Jennings is one of your biggest influences. How much of his spirit or philosophy do you feel lives inside this record?
I feel like it lives in the entire cover. I mean, everything about it, the title track, putting it on vinyl. It's a really big tribute, not just to, especially Waylon Jennings being the title track when Waylon came to Nashville, but to all the greats. I mean, to play country music, in my opinion, you can have different genres and different spin offs of it, but to really understand the music and why it's so powerful is to go back and listen to the greats: Hank Williams, Hank Snow, Ernest Tubb. I mean, all these guys that came before us have laid this foundation out for us to go down and walk a path and create our own. So to be able to go back and listen to those songs and how they sang them, how they wrote them, on singing on downbeats and all that kind of stuff, there's so much to learn from the people that did it before. That right there is the way that I look at stuff. I mean, it's going into even a trade job. You have to do things the old school way to appreciate the new technology on how they do it today. So that right there is the same look that I have in my music. If you want to do something right, go back to where it started and learn the tricks of the trade. And that right there is what I incorporated into this record.
That is awesome. That is awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live and direct. Waylon Hanel with us today. He is amazing. And he joins us live here on our big program. So, Outlaw Country is known for honesty, grit, vulnerability. Which track on this album pushed you the furthest emotionally, my friend?
Definitely the song entitled Red Bricks. This freaking song, my steel player says it best. He goes, "It'll bring a tear to a glass eye, dude." And it's true. I mean,
Clear to a glass eye, baby.
seriously, it's that powerful of a song, and it's a true story about one of the writers in it, and he actually wrote it. His name's Dave Gibson. If anybody doesn't know him, please look him up and then look this song up because it's freaking unreal. The first time I heard the song, I was at my favorite place in Nashville, and it's my favorite place because it's called the Local. It's off of Broadway, away from the craziness. You can actually go in, order a beer, sit down, and enjoy yourself and the original music. And Dave Gibson was on stage with Brian White, Bernie Nelson, and I believe Greg Crow. They were on stage together, and all writers that I know, and Dave Gibson was playing for a St. Jude's fundraiser. And me, my mother, and my father, we were all there. And he said, "I haven't played the song in about 15 years. I want to play it today. There's something about it that's bringing it out of me." And I listened to this song, brother, entitled Red Bricks. And I cried like a little girl. I mean, I just bawled my eyes out. It was so good. The story behind it. Um, there's a line in there. It says, "It's funny how you can cover up the past with a little paint." And that's just one of the examples on how powerful this song is. I had to watch him play it and really listen to the words to learn this song. I finally got the words down. A year later, I go back to the same place called The Local, and Dave was there on a Monday night playing. And I said, "Dude, people up in Michigan love your Red Brick song. I just want to let you know that I'm spreading the word." And he said, "Well, would you like to sing that song with me right now on stage?" And it just, my mind was blown. And I was able to get on stage with his guitar and sing the song with the guy that wrote it. And right then, after we got done, he said, "If you would cut that song, I'd be honored." And that right there was my mission. So being able to tell his story for the entire world when he could have chose anybody else, it almost makes me want to cry. I have goosebumps right now just talking about it.
Absolutely amazing. Just absolutely amazing. We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. The amazing Waylon Hanel is with us. So let's talk a little bit about songwriting and collaboration, my friend. You wrote two songs on the record, Thinking About Drinking and My Name. What
Mhm.
personal stories or moments shaped those tracks?
My name is actually pretty crazy. So it was written 3 years ago. It was a gentleman named Ethan Wynn and myself. We were down in Tennessee, and I was talking with a woman named Precious, and we were thinking about working together.
Precious. I
Precious,
love
yes, and
that
she is
name.
precious. Just a really nice woman, great woman, and she has a lot of connections down there. And I was fortunate enough to meet
That's
her,
awesome.
and she introduced me to this Ethan cat, and he came into the office the next day and he said, "Hey, man, I think that we should write." I'm like, "Cool." And I thought it was going to be down the road. And it was that day. He had a couple hours to spare. And he's around my age. And we've never met each other before. And we're supposed to write a song. I mean, we don't know any backstory about each other. We won't have an idea. But we had a room to go to. So we sat down on the couch and a coffee table and got our phones and some pen and paper out. And I had a melody that I was, kind of tinkering with after 10 minutes sitting there with him. And he goes, I kind of like that. And he sang the first verse or the first line of the first verse, just right off the top of his head. And it seemed like it damn near wrote itself. I know it's very cliche and that's what everybody says, but once you're on a track with something, it really damn near just writes itself if it's a good song. And it's talking about sticking it to the man down there in that town. I respect Nashville. I respect everybody down there, but once in a while, it's really cool to get your way. And that right there is what this song is about. It's pretty cool, brother.
That is amazing. That is amazing. We have got a great guest with us today. Waylon Hanel is with us. He joins us live here on your Sunday radio broadcast, coast to coast, border to border on iHeartRadio today. And of course, AMFM247.com, KJagradio.com. And of course, I can say the P word because it is Sunday podcast. We can say podcast here. Our podcast is available on Spotify, TalkShoe, all the various places. So we're talking with Waylon Hanel today about songwriting and collaboration. You were talking a little bit about this Billy Don Burns individual. Um, what is it about his writing that resonates so deeply with you?
I mean, the proof's in the pudding, dude. He's lived a very hard life, a very good life, and he's still kicking it. To be able to hang out with people like Waylon Jennings and Mac Vickery being one of his brother mans and writing songs with these people, Billy, he was always an outcast and never fit in. And that right there is exactly why he fit in with Waylon, Willie, Johnny Paycheck, Tanya Tucker. That's why he fit in because nobody else fit in. And it was just a perfect storm that formed. And Billy's writing is just, it's as real as it gets. I mean, there's a song that I cut from him. It's called Keith Whitley Blue. Right there, the title is so good. Keith Whitley Blue. Are you freaking kidding me? And there's a line in that song that opens up right out of the gate. I need more Jack Daniels whiskey, Camel cigarettes. They can't hurt my body no more like the day that she left. I mean, something there's something to be said right there and it's so true and you can tell that he's lived every part of these songs and and it reflects my life as well too with being in this business and having to fight your way through it with all the crazy stuff that goes on because there's a lot of drugs in this business, there's a lot of alcohol in this business, there's a lot of women in this business, and those three could be a very bad mixture if you don't pull the reins back once in a while. And that right there is the reason why I'm very lucky to have a family that I do, a good support system. And it's really good to be sharp as a tack when you're dealing with a lot of these people because there's a lot of snakes out there that want to take your money and get to you. So it's
Yeah,
really cool to be able to, just fight your way through it and play your music at the same time. So that right there is why I have so much respect for Billy and just the life that he's lived. The stories that he's told me. Oh, dude, it's freaking unreal. If anybody wants to look up Billy Don Burns, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
that is amazing. We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on your Sunday radio broadcast, the Jiggy Jaguar Experience, coast to coast, bar to the baller on iHeartRadio. Also, AMFM247.com. So, songwriting and collaboration today with Waylon Hanel. So, you also, put together some Bernie Nelson songs.
Hmm.
Bernie Nelson songs play a big role in this album. Uh, what was it like putting your voice to his work?
I mean, Bernie is just a good old boy, and every time you think of what a good old boy is, Bernie Nelson is right there on the top of that list. Great dude, great songwriter. I mean, when you can write number one songs for Confederate Railroad and Trace Adkins and Pam Tillis, there's something to be said right there. And he gave me the opportunity to write with him, not just twice, but three times. And hopefully I can do it for a fourth time when I get the time to go down there. But just a fantastic dude. And the songs that are on there, in my opinion, Tow Truck Driver is one of my favorite Bernie Nelson songs. And what's crazy is that is a absolutely true story about a combat veteran that lives in Michigan, my home state, Coleman, Michigan, in fact. And he went down and wrote with Bernie as well. And first time they ever met each other, and Andy told Bernie, thanks for letting me come down and all that stuff. And Bernie said, well, yeah, man, what's your story? Well, where are you from? Do you have a wife? Do you have kids? And it kind of started off shaky. And he said, yeah, I had a wife, but I don't anymore. And he said, well, what happened? And he said, she ran off with a wrecker driver. And he's like, what? And he said, yeah, she ran off with a tow truck driver and left me for him. And Bernie went, that's what we're writing right there.
That's
And they
what we're writing.
Oh yeah, and they came up with this true story that was, sad and lonely, and they
They
made it
all
into
the
this great,
record driver.
funny deal. And that right there is what I threw on this record, and was fortunate enough to have it played on the radio a little bit and streamed. So if when you get the chance, anybody listening, and especially you, brother, I think that you guys would get a kick out of that one. Tow truck driver.
Ran off with the record driver. That is amazing. That is amazing. We
Mhm.
have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. So, you also talk about recording Red Bricks live in one take.
Mhm.
What made that track deserve such a raw, unfiltered treatment?
The words that are in this song, the story that surrounds it, and just the way that the instruments need to ring out and have no compression. They don't need to have any other emotion besides wood, strings, and a microphone to amplify it. That's the only thing that song deserved. And when you listen to it, it brings chills to everybody in the room. And I'm not exaggerating nothing. That's exactly what that track does. And I told Dave Hagan, the engineer, he's mixed a lot of good people. And I know that he does his job well. And I told him, don't do nothing. Hit the button and go take a coffee break because
That is amazing.
this song is exactly what I want it to be. And I've recorded that song one other time a year prior with a band. And it turned out great. The session players did great, but it wasn't exactly what it needed. And I was willing to burn a little bit more money and record it the way that it should have been. And dude, that right there is as outlaw and as free as it can get if you want to put a label on it. I mean, raw, uncut, one live take. That right there is freaking cool.
That is amazing. We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big program. Let's talk about the sound and the production of what you do there, my friend. You worked with producer Dave Hagan at Dark Horse Recording Studio, a place that is tied to some huge artists. How did that environment shape the sound of this album?
I mean, the biggest thing was the session players that I brought in and Dave brought in as well. I mean, these cats are just so freaking good. They they can hear the demo tape that you record and they put their own personal opinion, excuse me, their own touch on it, what they think that should be done, and it's just free. I mean, everybody in the room is just there to do the same thing, put out a badass song, and that's exactly what we did with this record, dude. It's awesome. Steve Henson on electric guitar and pedal steel guitar, Carl Miner and Spence Peppard on acoustic guitar and a little bit of electric, Dennis Holt on drums, and Louis Esfiolat on bass. I mean, those cats are so good, and I'm just really happy that they took their time out of their day to come in and cut these songs with me because without them, I wouldn't have been able to create the sound that I wanted. Put my guidance in there to say, hey, I think that this lick should sound like this. Maybe a little slower tempo. Pick up the bass. Dave, turn that up. It's just, it's very free, and there's nobody breathing down your neck to tell you exactly what to do. It's let's give this a shot and see what the hell happens. And that right there is this album right here. Free, loose, good music.
We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. Waylon Hanel is with us. He is amazing. And he joins us here on our big program. So, the final track, My Name, was recorded earlier at Omni Sound before the studio closed. Does that give the track a sense of history or finality to you?
I mean, to me, absolutely. I mean, Omni Sound Studios is just legendary. And for me to go in there when it was still standing and it was still a hot place to be, I mean, Josh Emmons, Rory, the engineers that are there, great people. And hopefully I get to work with them again. And Rory mixed this song. Josh, he helped mix this song, and they're just cool cats. And I didn't want to release this song at first because I didn't feel like the prior albums had a place for it. I didn't feel like that song belonged and fit in. And it just happened to be that this record, I felt like it really did have a place. And to be the very last song to sum up my feelings and all that stuff, I have a, it was just a really cool stick it in there kind of deal. So I really like that track, and I have a feeling everybody else will too.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. Waylon Hanel is with us. He joins us here on our Sunday radio broadcast. And you can join us each and every week over there on the Jiggy Jaguar Experience. We are also on Spotify and, of course, TalkShoe, kjagradio.com as well for all of our interviews. So the album manages to sound vintage but fresh. What production choices were key to keeping the outlaw tradition alive while still sounding modern, Waylon?
You know, just when you have people like the session players that I listed off, um, they've been around the block, man. They're not young dudes. They're seasoned. They're older, and they know what sounds good. I mean, Steve Henson was Waylon Jennings' steel guitar player or electric guitar player, forgive me, in the '80s. I mean, this cat's been around music his whole life. Dennis Holt played drums for Ronnie freaking Millsap. I mean, so these people they've done they've done this stuff for a long time, and when they see somebody like me, and the reason I'm saying this is because it was their words, not mine. When they see somebody like me come in and put their heart and soul into it and pay respect, like we were talking to or talking about earlier, to the old boys and making that music country again, it's a really cool, it's a cool slap in the face because it wakes you up. It's like, dude, where's this been all my life? And that right there
Where's
is
this been all my life? That's
seriously, I
awesome.
mean, it's cool to be able to have a younger dude, and I'm saying this because it was their words, be tried and true to the country roots. And that right there is just why this record is cool, why it speaks so much volume to what I believe in. And I owe the world to those cats that helped me make this record. There's a bunch of people that I have to thank, and it's just I try to thank everybody every day. Thank Jesus as well for allowing me to do what I love to do, talk to people like you, and play country music. This is the best freaking world in the United States of America. I love
That is amazing. That is amazing.
it.
We've got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast, and Waylon Hanel is with us. He is amazing. So let's talk a little bit about the vinyl release and also the fan reaction to this whole thing. You pre-released a limited run of vinyl,
Mhm.
and you sold out a hometown show with this. What did it feel like handing fans a physical record they had waited months
That is the coolest feeling on
for?
planet Earth, dude. I mean, there's nothing cooler than a vinyl record. And you probably know this. There's no better nostalgic feeling. You can hear the needle dropping, you can hear the crack in it, you can hear the imperfections, and that right there is what makes it perfect. It's not perfect that it's perfect. And that right there is what stands out to me with vinyl. This record deserved it. Of course, we put it on CDs as well, and you can find it on Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, YouTube, anywhere you find music. This album will be there when Waylon came to Nashville. But with the songs that are on here, they're too freaking country not to put on vinyl. I would have been kicking myself in the ass if I didn't, and now I don't have to because it's already done, and
And
we're
now
gonna
I
be doing it
don't
again.
have to.
Yep.
That's amazing. That is amazing. We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big program. Absolutely amazing individual. Waylon Hanel is with us. And so vinyl is back in a big way, it seems. How important was it for you to have this album available in that format, my friend?
You know, when you go to Tractor Supply and see vinyl records sitting there next to the licorice, I mean, it's kind of it's pretty cool to be able to see that. And that right there is what actually really sparked me to want to put a record on vinyl or an album on vinyl for a long time because they are coming back. I mean, you could buy a record player right now on Amazon for like $50 because they're coming back and they're new. And it's that old, it's that fresh but old nostalgic thing. And it's paying tribute to all those great guys. I mean, that's what it used to be was buying a physical record, signing the cover, signing that circle in the middle and just digging music. I mean, it's just so cool to be able to see a record. You know what I mean? A physical record. You hear stories about your grandpa saying, I have a record collection of all the greats, everybody. Leonard Skinner, Tom Petty, Waylon Jennings, Clint Black, Johnny Cash. I mean, there's there's so much cool feelings that go into a record. And I had to do it. I would have regretted it my whole life, especially with this album if I didn't put it on vinyl. And it's here, brother. It's here.
That is amazing. We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live. Waylon Hanel is with us. He is fantastic, and he joins us today here on our big broadcast. So, what has the early fan response been like for both longtime supporters and new listeners of your music?
So far, I've been really, really fortunate to be able to have the following that I have. Um, Seems like everywhere in the state of Michigan that I go, um, somebody recognizes me or seems to know what I look like, and that could be bad. I could end up on the front page of the paper here soon, but we'll keep that out of here. But it's really cool to be able to have a positive impact, and that right there is what it all is. There's no negative stuff because I don't like to be a negative person. I love out the outdoors. I love my back straps. I love pickled bologna, and I love singing country music. I'm just a real raw dude. Um, just I just like to have fun, and I know I'm a goofy dude once in a while. But that right there is what makes me who I am. I'm not afraid to uh, say certain things. I'm not afraid to do certain things. I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. And I'm really not afraid to play the music that I want to play. And for some reason, I feel like those people out there get me. And that right there is why they keep coming back to my shows. So, all the thanks to my fans. They're the ones that push me to do this. And I have nothing but respect to everybody out there listening to me.
That is amazing. We have got Waylon Hanel with us today. He joins us live here on our big program. And music videos and visual storytelling. Let's chat with you about that, my friend. You've got some new music videos coming down the pipeline. Tow Truck Driver is the title track. What stories or visuals can fans expect from you, my friend?
Well, I mean, this right here is just going to be the little insider vision. The first line of tow truck driver is, well, my baby ran off with a tow truck driver. They got a little double wide down in Carolina. I mean, that right there should just paint a picture, poof, right in your head. And this video is funny, it's original, and It's everything a country song should be: a great story, steel guitar, having fun, and it'll be a visual, all right. It'll be a good one. I can't wait for that to come out. It's probably going to be coming out after the new year, maybe in the late winter, early spring, somewhere around there is when I want to release it. And shot down in Nashville, a lot of fun. Carl, my brother man, and his buddy shot it, and just great dudes to work with, and the story behind it is just unreal too. So be on the lookout for that one, and also the title track "When Waylon Came to Nashville." That's another music video that we're going to be releasing. So there's a bunch of stuff in the works, and I can't wait to release more new music in the new year as well.
Absolutely amazing. It is Waylon Hanel. He's with us today here in our program. So, how do you translate outlaw country that seems to be so rooted in feeling and gut into music videos, visuals?
I mean, uh, I it's kind of weird, man. I mean, I wouldn't put a label on, having to do it so, looking pissed off and all that kind of stuff. It's the reason outlaw music got started is just freedom, being able to do the things you want, play the songs that you want, hang around the people that you want. And that right there is what I'm incorporating into my music. I play the clubs that I want to play. I hang around the people I want to hang around. I shoot the deer that I want to shoot. And it just, seriously, it's just raw, real stuff that, hey, you take it or leave it. If you're going to like this, you're really going to like it. And if you don't, you should probably listen to it again because it's going to change your mind. And it's that right there is how I incorporated the stories into these music videos, the actions, the timing, all that kind of stuff. And big thanks to Carl Weidman. I think it's Weidman or Weedman, who helped shoot this video and did shoot this video. So big thanks to him for putting all his input in and letting me express some of my true feelings about it too. And get ready for these two music videos: Tow Truck Driver and When Waylon Came to Nashville.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. We have got Waylon Hanel with us today. He joins us live. He is amazing. And I am so privileged to have him on the Jiggy Jaguar experience this week here on our big program. So let's talk about the live show experience that you do. Your live performances have earned you some major opportunities, opening for country giants. How has playing with artists like Trace Adkins, Travis Tritt, Trouble himself, shaped your stage presence?
I mean, opening for those dudes just puts a fire under your ass anyway, man. I mean, there's no better feeling than going out on
The Travis
stage.
Tritt thing would be pretty fucking cool. I'm a big Travis
Oh
Tritt
yeah.
mark, so
Dude, it's awesome. I mean, and you're there for a positive experience, People are out there, you're there for them. You're there for yourself, don't get me wrong, but you are there for them. You're going to take them on a trip for however long you're up there. It could be a 30-minute set or it could be a 3-hour set. And when those people come out and pay their hard earned money to watch you perform and buy a concert ticket, you take them on a trip, man. You pull them out from wherever they were in their life. If they just got divorced, if they came from a funeral, if they had a shitty day at work, if they had a great day at work, you bring them out of that and take them on a musical trip, and they can forget everything about their life and just have fun and focus on music. And it's really crazy. I know you've had these experiences before. Listening to a song that you used to listen to as a teenager or a little kid, and as soon as you hear that song, it brings you back to a moment in time where it's like, damn, I remember exactly what I was doing, how old I was, what time it was when that song was played. That right there is something to be said about music. I'm getting chills right now just talking about it. It's really cool how music can do that.
we have got a great guest with us today. Waylon Hanel joins us here on the Jiggy Jaguar Experience, live and direct, and he is amazing. And we are patiently waiting on our next guest to get here. I see the predator himself has entered the waiting room. We will get to our to the predator to my pimp here in just a few. We have got Waylon Hanel with us today. He is amazing, and so you have some upcoming dates in Michigan and Arizona. Plus, you've got some shows with Creed Fisher, who I tried to interview a couple weeks ago, but for whatever reason, he couldn't get the StreamYard figured out. So we're going to bring him back on the old Zoom at some point. But what can fans expect from this next run of performances, Waylon?
A shitload of fun. I'm telling you right there. That's the
That
first
is
and
amazing.
foremost thing. Just a boatload of fun, uh, and just good music. I mean, Creed, he's a good brother,
What
man.
is the mathematical equation of a shitload of fun?
I mean, country music and cold beer, it seems to never go wrong. And it's just really cool. Just good
That's
bands that come
amazing.
out, good country music, a good sound system, and I'm so fortunate to be able to play with the people that I play with. Creed and my steel guitar player, my band, me and my steel guitar player, Mr. Barry Goki. He lives all the way up in Sault Ste. Marie in the UP of Michigan, and he drives 6 to 7 hours to come play shows with me, and it's just so cool. He's in the Michigan Country Music Hall of Fame. He's been playing that freaking steel guitar for 53 years, going on 54. And for a 67-year-old cat to want to play with a 23-year-old, that must say something about the music that we play, because he has a drive that I've never seen. Nothing but respect to Barry. And these dates that are coming up are going to be so much fun. Creed Fisher on December 11th at the world famous Machine Shop in Flint, Michigan. What the fuck? This is going to be awesome, dude. I'm so excited. Sorry, I get fired up. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, baby. Hey, this is the Sunday radio show. The Jiggy Jaguar Experience is definitely the place to get fired up, and I am so glad you are excited. Waylon Hanel with us today. He joins us live here on our big program. So, is there a moment in your live show that feels like the truest representation of who Waylon Hanel is?
Absolutely. I mean, every the moment that step on that stage, off that stage, in my truck, out of my truck, in my tree stand, or in a blind, or in a boat, it's true to myself. I bring my personal life into my shows, and I bring my feelings into my shows. I don't fake nothing. I don't like to fake stuff. It's really hard to put on a mask when you don't know how. And I don't know how. I'm only myself. And what you see right now is what you get, man. I mean, I'm wearing my sweatshirt from my bow camp. You know what I mean? It's just, and I'm wearing my own hat that I shot my first Kansas whitetail buck with. I painted my own house. It's got paint on it. It's just who I am, and my music really reflects that. I'm just a country boy that likes to play guitar, shoot my bow, and hang out with some good buddies and talk to cool people like you. And I really appreciate you giving me a chance to come on here and share my truth with you. Thank you
Oh,
very
yeah.
much.
Well, we've had a blast with you, baby. It has definitely been interesting. As we wrap up here with you, my friend, let's talk a little bit about it. How can people support what you're doing and all the various things?
Hell yeah, man. If you go to my Facebook, Instagram, TikTok handles, they're all the same. It's my first and last name, Waylon Hanel, Waylon. Last name Hanel, Hanel. Music spelt the same way forever. And if you follow me on, the Facebook, the TikTok, Instagram,
Oh, Facebook. That's right.
hmm we post my schedule. We post my schedule in the first of every month. Did you say Facebook, dude? That's freaking funny.
Hey, we had a guy. I'll have to tell this story. We had a guy that I used to help book musicians at his venue. He had an old moose lodge in Salina,
Yeah.
Kansas, and he called it the Muse Ballroom. And then when he started getting a bad reputation later on in life, he changed it to the Blacksmith Ball. Uh, People still understood it was the same place.
Yeah.
But that's all the Kansas stuff for you. But he was an Asian guy. His name was Johnny Kim, and he would always talk about, oh, the Facebook, and he always he would have people get on there, and they would talk smack about him, and I would be getting these phone calls at like 9, 10 o'clock at night. Now, he couldn't pronounce his J's, so it was a Z. So he always called me Ziggy. So he's always calling me on the phone. He's like, oh, Ziggy. And then he would talk about how there was people talking the shit about him on Facebook.
Talking
And he
good
would call
shit.
me up and he would be like, oh, Ziggy. Oh, there's a people talking this shit about me on a Facebook. And he would do this. And it was
Uh,
constant. And so one night he'd call me and I would go look at this stuff. And it was just, a lot of his, I guess, egregious things that he would do. Like, he would charge way too much for alcohol. Another thing that he did is he decided one time that he was going to have a Mexican band, like the guys
oh,
with
the
the cowboy
mariachi band.
hats and the accordions. He had a Mexican band out there one time, and he got all these Mexican people to show up because, of course, being a Mexican band.
Yeah.
And then they would not leave after the show was over. They'd stay and drink and hang out and have a good time. He wanted people to go home. He's made his money.
Get out of
Go
here.
home. So one time he did one of these Mexican bands, and he couldn't get anybody to leave, so he called INS on everybody.
No. What?
So people got on Facebook and would talk shit about Johnny. And one night he called me and he goes, "Oh, Ziggy, they got talking this shit about me on a Facebook." And I got so tired of this. So at one point I told him, I said, "Johnny, are you in front of your laptop?" And he goes, "Yes." I said, "Okay." I said, "Take the lid." And he's like, "Okay." And I said, "Pull it down towards the keyboard." He's like, "Okay." And he says, "Oh, I shut off my laptop." I said, "Yes, go to bed." Who
Go to bed.
cares?
Go to
Who
bed.
cares what they're saying? So
Oh.
yes, Johnny Kim. I think the only thing he can do now up there in Salina at the Muse Ballroom is I think he does karaoke and he does bingo still. I think he does bingo. I,
Okay.
I had a fight there a few years ago because he had a smoker fight, and I went up there and did a smoker fight, and I got to see Johnny for the first time in like years. He's still Johnny.
Yeah.
He's still, all the stuff. But but yeah, it's quite the deal up there in old Salina, Kansas, home of the shenanigans, as I always
There
like
you
to
go.
call it.
Oh my
But
gosh. You're making
so
me cry laughing, dude, when you
hey, I'll
go,
tell you,
oh.
I got Johnny stories for days.
Oh.
I had a photographer at one point who came on this very Sunday radio show one time when we were doing it out of the friendly confines of the treehouse out there in Salina, and because I had this apartment that you had to go upstairs, so it looked like a treehouse. So we
Okay.
called it the treehouse, and we had people in studio and all these various things. And I had this photographer who he threw out one time. I don't know what the hell James had done, but he threw James out of the bar. And he came over and he had this door woman that she was out of her mind. She would just randomly throw people out of the menu. I don't know why, but she threw James out of the menu. And James came on the program one day, and his name was James Brockway, but Johnny always called him James Brockaway. Oh, that's James Brockaway. And, I'll have to dig up this because I know this is still somewhere on YouTube, I think. James would come over and he would talk about how the fact that Johnny had this woman named Carolyn. That was her name. That was the door, or Carol. That was her name. And she threw Johnny threw the James out of the venue. And he came on and he made all these comments about how, well, if Carolyn would just stop swinging from Johnny's nuts all the time, and and he was just talking shit, because that's realistically what the Sunday show was. People would just come on and talk shit. and and then we would interview guys like you, and porn girls, and all the stuff. We just have a blast. It's fun. So he did that one day. So at the end of the show, Johnny calls me on the phone, and of course I know the minute it comes across the thing, Johnny Kim. I'm like, oh boy, I know what this is.
Yep.
And he calls me up. He has this 30-minute conversation with me, explaining to me how proud of an Asian male he is, and how he would never let a woman swing from his nuts. And he was talking to me, oh, I don't know what the James O'Brockway thinks he's doing, but I am a very proud Asian man. And I would never let no woman swing from my nuts. And I had to explain all of this to Johnny.
What?
So
I want to meet
it's
this cat.
Oh, we need. I'll tell you. If you ever get a chance, if you get your booking people to book you a show in Salina, Kansas, um, there's plenty of bars out there. There's the Paramount. There's the Stiefel Theater. There's all these various places. There's a lot of good country music venues. If you get a hold of me, if you are ever booked in Salina, you get a hold of me, and I will come up to Salina. We will do an interview. Uh, and I will hunt down Johnny Kim, and I will get him to come to your show,
Dude, I'm
just so
in.
you can meet Johnny Kim. Or I'll
I'm in,
take you to
dude.
Johnny. One of the two.
Oh my
Johnny's thing
god.
is, Johnny owns this old moose lodge. He has an insulation spray foam business that makes him thousands of dollars, and he owns all the subways in Salina. All the Subway restaurants, Johnny owns all of them.
Okay.
So
This is a weird mix.
it's a crazy deal. Crazy deal. He used to when he at one point he would get like rappers. He would do rap shows out there at the Muse Ballroom, and there was this local Mexican band. They were named Sick and Twisted, and
Okay.
there was three of them. It was two brothers and their sister. They were the Sick and Twisted. And Johnny would always refer to them as the Sick and the Twisted.
Sick and twisted.
So it was, yeah, I got Johnny Kim stories for days.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
me and my buddy Ross Long, we met Johnny when he first opened the venue, and that's how we started doing interviews there. As we
Okay.
interviewed all the artists that he would bring in. And then Johnny got to the point where if he would have a problem, he would call Ross or he would call me. And it was like getting a call from like Commissioner Gordon on the Batman show. It's like we got a call from Johnny, we got to speed out to the venue. And a lot of times it was just dumb crap that
Yeah.
Johnny was doing. Like the Budweiser guy was late with the order. I don't know what he thought me and Ross were gonna do.
Really?
I gotta call the Ross. He was always calling the Ross. And it was always like, what do you mean Ross gotta do? Your Budweiser guy's late with the beer order. I don't know what we're going to do, Johnny. When Johnny first opened the venue, and you'll enjoy this story. This is a good one. Johnny, of course, being the proud Asian male that he was, he has this wife who is, of course, subservient and all these things. She painted the whole building. He had her paint all the inside. She redid all the floors. Well, there was one time we went out there and it was 1,000 degrees outside. It was god awful heat. And we go out there. Of course, Johnny doesn't have the air conditioning on inside because why would we do that? We'll
Yeah.
gotta waste some of that subway money.
Yeah.
So gonna have to sell more meatball subs. But so we go in there and we were always seeing his wife doing something. She was painting the walls, she was waxing the floors, she was doing something. So we went in there one day and we're like, where's Johnny's wife? And we're like, talking amongst ourselves. We're like, "Where's Johnny's wife at? Where the hell did she go?" So we go up to the bar, and Johnny's up there, and he's just gotten done talking to somebody. He's booking something. God knows what
Yeah.
it was. He might have had bitchy bingo out there
Bitchy
with
bingo.
the trannies, which is a great concept. They have these drag queens show up and they do bingo. They call it bitchy bingo. It's
Okay.
amazing.
It's amazing.
so so they so Johnny, we're like, hey, where's your wife at? And he goes, oh, is she on the roof? And then he goes over and he makes Ross a drink and looks back at me and I said, oh, where's your wife at, Johnny? And he goes, I told you, she on the roof.
She on
And
the
then he
roof.
goes, what do you have? So he, makes me a drink. And we're standing there and we're like, where is your wife? So Ross finally goes, where is your wife? She's always doing something. And he goes, I've told you, she on a roof. So he takes us outside and we're looking up in the parking lot. We're looking up to the roof. Johnny's wife is up there in this suit, tarring the roof.
No.
She's up there tarring the roof.
And it's like 1,000 degrees
It's
outside.
1,000 degrees out there.
No.
And at one point, Johnny looks at both of it and he goes, man, it's hot as hell out here. Let's go inside. So, and so we go inside.
Oh
Johnny
god.
Kim, amazing.
Oh.
Johnny is amazing. Johnny has had all sorts of things go on out there. He told me one time he wanted to get a band out there, a rapper. And I said, who do you want to have? And he goes, oh, the E40. And I'm like,
E40.
what? You're an E40 fan? He told me one time he wanted to get the Tekka 9 out there from Kansas City.
Oh my gosh.
It's great. He had this obsession with country artists for a while. He wanted to get Toby Keith, and I
Oh,
called Toby Keith's agent. Johnny wouldn't have been able to afford Toby Keith.
yeah.
And I went to Johnny and I said, well, this is what they want. And Johnny's like, no, 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 make them go lower. And I'm like, no, they're not going to go lower.
You're like,
This
dude.
is Toby Keith. This is what it costs.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So
Oh
Johnny's
my
something
gosh.
else. But you are amazing. Thank you for having as much fun as you did with us
Hell
today.
yeah,
This has been
dude.
a blast. I am looking forward to more. And like I said, if you ever come near the state of Kansas or Missouri or Nebraska or any of these, areas, let me know. I would
Absolutely.
love to love to show up and hang out with you. It would be a blast.
Oh yeah.
Um, since you are in Nashville, I do want to give you a little bit of a pro tip. Um, get your booking agent to get in touch with the Red Shed Music Venue here in
Okay.
Hutchinson, Kansas. They do country music, and I think you would be great there.
That
Your
sounds cool to
outlaw
me, man.
country, all that stuff. Jeff and them would love the hell out of you.
Okay.
So get in touch with them and see if maybe you can get in there next year or year after or something like that. So
That
that'd
sounds
be good.
cool to me, man. I'll
Yeah,
put that on
and
my to-do
it's
list.
basically what it was. Is it started out as a guy who had a shed in his backyard and he brought in musicians, and then they got to the point where they had so many people coming to this thing they had to go build a building. So they built this giant red building that you can fucking see from space. So it
You can
is,
see from space.
it is quite the deal. The red shit. I always do. They put AstroTurf outside,
Okay.
and I'm always interviewing the artists at like the 40-yard line. It's the weirdest thing in the world, but I think you would have a blast. So get in touch with them or look it up on Facebook, the Red Shed Music Venue. I do other social media and stuff, so go check them out, brother. I would love to see
I
you there
will.
at some point.
Will do.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for doing this. By the way, but before we do this, I want to bring Giovanni in since he's going to be part of the show next coming up.
Yes.
Giovanni, sitting here listening to Waylon, do you have anything for him before we let him go?
Well, no, I don't have anything for Wayne. I was checking out his website. I knew you were interviewing him. I liked his influences. I was very impressed by the fact that Waylon was very much self-taught in terms of a musician. And, as a country music fanatic myself from more of the Texas country scene, Robert Earl Keen, Casey Chambers, that sort of thing, it is always nice to see original artists doing their work, especially in the country genre, and being able to do it with a style and flair, and adding their own flavor to it, and putting a little bit more spice in the overall country music gumbo. Waylon, thank you for bringing your level of creativity to the game. And definitely I am going to echo Jiggy. You need to play at the Red Shed. Even as a Texan, I know about the Red Shed. So yeah, definitely worth the trip.
Well, thank you, brother. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get in touch with them. I just like to have fun and kick some ass, dude. Let's do
Uh,
both of them.
Kick some ass,
and I
dude.
could
That's
not believe
great.
you gave him all the Johnny Kims. That's
I
hilarious.
gave the Johnny
Oh,
Kim.
I'll
I
swing
gave the
on that.
Johnny Kim
Oh,
rundown.
That was the
Oh, the
funniest
that's,
thing
face,
I've
bro.
ever
it's hot as
That
hell
is
out
heard.
here. Why? This
How
boy's
you
tight.
started it, just
oh.
oh.
She's
Oh, the face.
the whole thing is great.
On your
Waylon,
temper.
Waylon doesn't know the work that I do otherwise in the adult industry, but I've heard so many Johnny Kim stories. It's like that.
Johnny Kim is amazing.
Yeah,
Johnny
I know
Kim
Johnny
is
Kim, and so now I'm always like, oh, the face.
Johnny Kim, baby. All
So
right, well, Waylon,